Welcome to the Lil Guillotine.
Yeah.
I'm Lil Guillotine, and this is what's your name?
My name is Brad LeBaron.
Okay, this is Brad LeBaron.
I never met Brad LeBaron for now. Yeah.
I asked Brad LeBaron his name because I've never met him before or seen him before in my life. Obviously.
Yes, we're complete strangers.
I didn't know if you had a rap name.
No, not yet. We might for certain things.
Hey.
Yeah.
We're in the studios at Revolover.
Revolover.
Shit, I said it wrong. Audio Revolover. Fuck.
Revolover Audio.
Damn it, I did it wrong again.
It's okay. It's okay. On the logo, it has it up top.
That's why.
Yeah. It's
Revolover Audio.
It's cropped right in the middle.
Oh, not yours though.
Nope, not mine.
That's just the background. I got you.
Yeah. It's tiled.
Happens to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
the background is repeating, and so it looks like it says audio on the top, but it's actually just the bottom of the other one picture on top of it.
Yep. But welcome to Revolover Studios.
So we're recording. Revolover Studios is a.
Yeah, I guess that's what I'll call it for now. You know.
What is Revolover Studios?
It is my bedroom here on the edge of Monona.
Yep, that's true.
Yeah.
So this is City of Madison, though?
Yes, we are in the City of Madison. That's where we are based, right on the edge of the beautiful village of Monona.
That's good because I think Monona the village of Monona. They don't call it city.
It's the city, I think. I don't know.
It's city as far as I know, but village might be a different municipality that I'm not aware of.
I'm sure one of these suburbs is a village.
Yeah, they do some funny things, just like everywhere with the zoning shit in Madison, right? Like there's town of Burke, which appears between Maple Bluff and Madison. There's like this little spot
Maple
of
Bluff
it.
is just a weird.
It's called. I know the term. It's actually called an exclave. So it's like a tiny little bit of town of Burke that appears in between City of Madison and Maple Bluff, where they sell alcohol. Vic Pierce is there. It's in town of Burke, even though the rest of the town of Burke is like not there or close to there.
Yeah.
But they sell alcohol till midnight there because they have different rules in that municipality than the rest of the municipalities in Dane County.
What is that for again? Is that for anything specific?
Like town of Burke or the rule?
Well, the whole the weird shape of that.
Oh well, let's see. It might be because this very well. As far as as long as I've been like growing up in Madison, ever since I've been able to drink, and probably before, we've been getting stuff from Vic Pierce, you know, after 9 p.m.
Yeah, that's the spot.
So I'm like 39, and that means obviously I never drank before I was 21. Probably is what you're supposed to say, and so it's 16 years.
They'll retroactively jail you, I think.
Yeah, I said that.
Yeah.
And so it's 18 years. Wait, there's no statute of limitations on that, huh? They'll do what they want. These fuckers.
They'll pin it on you if they need to. Little Guillotine.
Yeah, I would
drank when he was 18.
It's not illegal in Wisconsin if you have your parents' permission or you have your parents with you. You can even go on a bar and shit when you're fucking very young.
Yeah.
That's how we rock in Wisconsin. What the fuck were we talking about?
You were talking about Vic Pierce.
Vic Pierce,
municipalities.
Exclave.
Yeah.
That shit probably has just so they could sell liquor. No, probably not.
Yeah, but
it's probably something else to do with like how the shit was. What do they call it when the city purchases another city? Annexed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. And
I don't know. Madison's a weird place.
Yeah.
With that stuff.
Yeah. And pretty soon the town of Madison, which is like mostly the south side of Madison. I grew up there a little bit.
Oh, so that's town.
Yeah, the town of Madison has a different judge and fucking municipality. They're being annexed by the City of Madison, and they'll no longer exist. I don't know how many years from now that's gonna happen, but pretty soon.
Wait, so they're currently part of the City of Madison, but they're gonna be annexed?
Well, no, they're not part of the City of Madison. They're a completely different municipality. And like, you'll go to Madison, and then you go to Wikipedia, look it up, and they're the other Madison that shows up in Wikipedia.
Okay, so if they're annexed, are they no longer gonna be the other Madison?
Yeah, they will no longer be a separate municipality. I don't know what Wikipedia will do. You never know.
Will they change their name?
Wikipedia probably won't ever change their name, if you ask me. I was reading. I'm just kidding, obviously. Yeah, there'll be City of Madison, town of Madison.
Huh. Okay.
Did you hear about the Wikipedia bot wars that were hyped up by the Guardian magazine?
No.
Yeah.
What is that?
The Wikipedia bot wars have already happened. They're over.
They're over? I missed them?
Yeah. Oh shit!
Man.
Look at my levels. Wow.
Yeah. Well, yeah. When I laugh, I notice that I laugh quite loudly. Oh yeah. Try to laugh away from the mic. Yeah. We'll get used to it.
You must laugh properly.
Yeah.
I can do lower decibel laughing.
Yeah, I know. It's weird because you have to like train yourself a little bit to like what sounds you can make directly towards the mic and which ones you can't.
I'm not used to laughing when recording raps. I gotta admit, that doesn't come up.
Yeah, that's
much.
true. Do you ever crack? Your voice ever crack when you're...
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean...
Oh, man, that's...
The way I record is... Well, like, I like to record and then just do take after take after take, personally. So I have all types of shitty-ass takes.
Yeah,
that end up getting recorded and then thrown out right away.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the fun parts of recording is just when you make that really, really bad mess up and you're just like, that didn't work. Yeah. You like think that you did okay, and then you listen back and you're like, oh, that didn't. Anyway, but it's I like all this stuff, but
you gotta love the stuff.
Yeah.
This town of Madison, City of Madison. I was reading about the bot wars.
Yes, the bot wars.
The Guardian, and they really hyped it up because basically it's like Wikipedia got a few hundred bots that they use to do corrections. They employ these, computer programs to like scrub old links and fucking like do spelling corrections, things like that. And then fucking they occasionally they'll like change each other's edits. Sometimes just because like those links,
the bots will.
Yeah, so like one bot will have like changed this. Well, no, the more common thing, because when you read about what really happened, it was quite sensationalized by the Guardian, because this only happened like a few thousand times over the entirety of Wikipedia, which is like that's like a drop in the fucking bucket. That ain't shit for like how many fucking pages there are. So there's like 3,000 times this happened compared to the human on human wars on Wikipedia. That is rampant and still exists.
Well,
there's some like So you look at some of the edits and re-edits that have been done on
I mean, I know that when you are in a band or whatever, you can go up and edit the Wikipedia page to add members and stuff.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, anybody can do it, I think. If you have an account or something?
Yeah, well, I think it's a little more strict than it used to be.
Okay,
I think that I don't think it's quite as easy to change things, but from what I understand, like it's harder to get a mistake fixed than it used to be.
Okay.
So like sometimes a mistake will stick.
Yeah.
Because of the sheer fact that they're making it crap, I forgot where I was going with that thought.
So these bots,
this bot wars.
They just it's like as simple as one will have changed a link, and then the other one will have go back like years later and then like delete that link because the page was gone, and then Guardian's like, oh, bot wars, and they're like, no, they're doing what they were supposed to.
So
they just happen to cross paths.
Links that were already like non-existent, like websites.
Yeah, right. The one it was like the same page, but like one there was like a spelling correct. No, wait, what was it like? Yeah, like maybe changed a link because the link changed somehow, or like some fucking webby shit that I don't understand about networking.
Well,
and then the other bot years later went in, and that link was like expired because that web page no longer existed.
Dead link.
And then the Guardian's like bot wars, but no, they were just doing what they were supposed to do. They just happened to do it on different pages, years between each other, and like cross paths. They happened to edit the same link, but they were for reasons they were supposed to edit it. And Guardian calls that bot wars.
I see. Was there just like one particular like big thing that it happened on that blew up or something? Or
No, they had like a whole list of it because it happens. It happened like a few thousand times.
Well, yeah. I mean, I suppose that's a big topic right now in general. Is
I wonder how old that
internet
is.
espionage in general? And
yeah.
companies trying to inject themselves into your lives through various internet means or
fuck yeah.
So yeah, I mean like there's definitely people out there that are trying to use internet platforms for their own agendas. That's true. But like the way you're describing doesn't sound like that. It just sounds like at worst faulty programming. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I don't think the bots are quite at the point where they got a will of their own yet. Politics of their own.
Touches on really real, very real concerns.
Yeah.
Where they got the AIs now?
Because you do have bots. You have bots. That were confirmed on like Reddit and Facebook and different social platforms and stuff. For the different agendas that were being pushed forth.
Hey, yo, Facebook is a bot.
Facebook, yeah,
it's
right.
a fucking bot.
Well, like the thing is when we talk about all this stuff, though, it's like we were talking earlier before the podcast. Like, this has been going on since like MySpace days.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the targeted ads and the people or corporations making fake pages to get you interested in some things.
Yeah.
Like that's been going on since I was in high school. It's just recent that it's being used in a specifically political fashion. You know what I mean? Like, that's why like millennials aren't as surprised about what happened during the election or whatever, like they're like as far as I don't know what you want to call it these days, Russiagate with all the stuff on social media, but like when we heard about like the mechanisms of it or whatever, when Mark Zuckerberg was on the Senate floor or whatever, like he was mostly saying stuff that was like, oh yeah, I understand this, like that's kind of how websites have worked for a while, so it's bad, but it's also like ingrained in our social media. I don't know, what do you think?
Yeah, the what is ingrained in social media?
Well, like the targeted ads, have exploded into political targeted ads of the same kind.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, what was it, Zuckerberg and them over at Facebook Inc. or whatever the fuck it's called?
Yeah, whatever they
like simultaneously got caught running ads that were like anti-Semitic shit, and then also like anti-Palestinian shit, like themselves.
Yeah.
Because of fucking whatever the fuck marketing thing they say. Or like doing campaigns to like expose different. They have complete fucking control over who sees what on there.
Yeah,
and have so many fucking people. What the statistics on who uses it is crazy. But like there's Democracy Now! They have these folk. I forget the person's name, but talk about how Duterte was able to gain power. It's like all through like what is it called, WhatsApp and Facebook. Basically.
Those were really...
There's other dictators too, like that organized the slaughter of Rohingya Muslims in Burma and shit. Like they do that shit through WhatsApp and Facebook. You know what I'm saying? Like they fucking... But that's interesting you talk about that because I fucking am running ads for the bail fund in Madison on Facebook. I'm attempting to run ads, and Facebook won't allow you nowadays after they got put on blast nationally because they basically require me to verify myself because they say it's because they don't want bots running ads. So basically they send me like I just got it. They sent me a piece of mail with a verification code. It's basically two-factor authentication, but instead of them texting it, they send it to your address. Yeah. So I guess it's that's better. They before they allow you to run what they deem political ads, and so they deem me collecting money for to getting black folks out of Dane County Jail because they don't have money to pay for bail. They deem that to be political. But when I run ads for my Lil Guillotine songs, like about Gillette Jean, that talks about how they take, like the hook is like fucking taking signs of opulence, cop cars, and they burn all that. So I'm talking about burning cars. What was it, like, you know, the fucking the songs that they let me run ads on.
Yeah, like your music's very political.
Yeah, it's like super, and then like they won't let me run it. It's because it's like specifically black centered. Well, I was gonna say, it's like pro-black shit when you talk about the bail fund stuff.
Well, I was gonna say, like,
and so that's they consider more political.
Yeah, because we don't normally call like charities political necessarily. You know, like when if there's just a charity that's like helping out like the homeless or something, it's not like generally a political thing that people are doing.
Yeah, they're scared of it, and also like the critique of the cops and the prison system that we have.
Yeah,
I guess that fucking really triggers their politics.
Well, it's like if you wanna support that, like that kind of cause, then what's who are they to say that anything about it? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, they have like, and they
because normally, you know, you can pick and choose whatever charities you want to donate to. You know, I mean, especially in fucking these days with like political shit, like you can, you know, get donations from goddamn anywhere.
Oh yeah,
but like back to your point though. I mean, yeah,
these motherfuckers. Yeah, so you can. They also have like smart algorithms too. They're able to, so like that. I saw that they were blocking this ad. It's basically like a link. I figured out from running multiple different ads, after being like, "Yo, they won't let me run this unless they do this bullshit that's gonna take weeks."
Yeah.
That they, even if I change the ad copy, it's called basically like what it says, what I type in the ad, above the link, in the picture of the link. If I change it don't matter what I change it, they basically have that link to the fundraising for the bail fund. They have that flagged as a political link, so it doesn't matter what I say. If I just have it blank and it says free350razoo.com, so I'll leave a link in
just the bail fund is enough to to flag it,
and I'll leave a link to that in the comments.
I wonder if you could redress it. I mean, I know
readdress it.
You shouldn't. You know what I mean? Right. Like just as an thought experiment or whatever, you could probably like redress it and make it like more quote unquote palatable for those like ad things. But then you might be compromising your message. Yeah,
no, they just got the link flagged now. Yeah, so it don't matter how I redress it. But if I readdress it.
Well, no, I mean, like, I'm just talking about, like, kind of what, like, basically using different words. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, because apparently that's all it takes in our advertising world is as long as you can say something that's clever enough and it sounds cool enough and catchy enough, then in an advertisement. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I when I was getting into music back in the day, like we weren't putting out like targeted ads yet. Like I think you had to have like a some sort of deal with some media person in order to get those kinds of things. That's back when you had to have like a manager to do anything on the internet.
Okay, yeah.
The internet was still kind of fresh or whatever when I was doing music.
I would like to hear about the ads on MySpace that you were talking about. You said you ran them, or you all?
Well, no, I saw targeted ads on MySpace toward me specifically, like because.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Them folks that were verified were targeting you.
Yeah. So since I was in a Christian pop punk band at the time.
Yeah.
I always got like Christian Mingle ads and different like just Christian directed ads. Even though my personal profile wasn't like, it's not like I had like a direct link via MySpace to that profile or anything, but since my pictures and my name were involved with Alacrity, I think it assumed that I was Christian, or maybe it's on my cookies and my computer or whatever. They, communicate with each other and said that
they didn't have
decided that I was a Christian male that needed someone.
You didn't have a checkbox for Christian that you filled out on MySpace? Maybe that's how they found you? You don't think so?
I don't think so. Okay, I think that might be before. Because I think that was something that Facebook did.
They do have that on Facebook.
Yeah,
not at the beginning, though.
I think that it was like, I remember it being a novel thing when it came out. Although I'm not. It's been so long.
Right.
But,
these fools.
Yeah. So, what's been in the news lately? What have you been?
Oh, so the motherfucking, I'm doing a show at the Art Inn in Madison. That's 1444 East Washington on January 26th.
Yeah.
At 7 p.m.
January 26th?
That's right. Saturday, January 26th, Art Inn, 1444 East Washington, Madison, Wisconsin. Come, it's $6 right now if you check out the tickets, and it's going to be $10 at the door. But, so yeah, there's a little bit of news that dropped about that. So basically, do you know what a all-white party is?
A what?
All-white party? It's not what it sounds like. So
okay.
It's like basically, it's a party where folks wear
usually that's not a good party.
So it's basically, it's where folks wear all white, right? And it's mostly, it's actually most of the time black folks. It's like majority black folks that go to it, or
like white T-shirts and stuff.
It's like a black space,
black, just white
whatever, fucking
white suits, white pants.
And it's usually like
shoes.
A party at the club, so it's like dress up,
that would be
dressed
fly.
up. So so there's a artist whose name is Willie Banks, and he had one at Art Inn. Something you don't see in Madison a lot, the all white party. That's probably why you never heard of it, but like you'll see him in Chicago. And shit. A bunch of folks dressed up in white. So anyways, there's a Comrade artist in town named Willie Banks. He's a black artist, and he held an all white party at Art Inn a couple weeks ago. And so like it was popping and shit, and basically somebody called the cops because they had got their car parked in, and they couldn't figure out how to go deal with that problem on their own, like a good big person does. So they called the cops, and then the cops got there, and just like Madison cops do, they were astounded to see all this blatant blackness out in the public, like a bunch of black folks. Because, like I said, we don't see all white parties in Madison because like it's so racist here and anti hip hop. Yeah. And Art Inn is a dope space
downtown.
Yeah, and Art Inn is like a dope space where dude doesn't discriminate.
Yeah.
And he like allows folks, and he like likes hip hop, and he's not fucking racist like these cops.
Yeah.
So these cops, like, I think they like, I don't know if they gave ticket or what happened that night, but basically they had called the city attorney, and so the city attorney is like a cop too, basically, and so he's like, or acting like one right now, this motherfucker. So he's all like, so yeah, he's scared about all the blackness that's allowed to publicly be displayed. And so he talks about, so he basically took Art Inn, I think it's John is the owner. He said he took his capacity down from like I think it was like either 100 or 65, I think, down to 49. Yeah. So basically like retaliation for having blackness on display. Some anti-black bullshit, to use the Afro-pessimist terms. That's what I'm employing right now. But the so yeah, now this place can only have 49 folks in it, and it's a huge venue. There's like, you've been there, you've been there.
Well, I was gonna say actually at I helped out at the last show at the door, and we had to keep on counting the crowd and making sure that it was up to code or whatever, and. It wasn't including like us or whatever, but like it was bullshit because like it's a big space. It's like there's way more people can fit in that room comfortably, and there's 2 bathrooms. Like I mean, like there's no reason it should be that small of a capacity.
Yeah, it's like some obvious anti-blackness.
Yeah. Yeah, because like you said, I mean, it's something done in response to them not liking what they saw. You know, because they've been doing shows there for what, a good year now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I've been to a bunch of different types of shows at the Art Inn, and they're always, great, like, fucking safe shows. There's not, like, people that are just, like, no one's there to cause a fucking problem. People are there to have fun. You know what I mean? Like, it's a great place for that.
Yeah, that's the thing, like, that you'll hear employed. Like, I had a person, I told them, oh, I'm doing a hip-hop show in Chicago. And they're like, oh, you are? You need to be careful.
Yeah.
Shit. I was like,
anytime you mention Chicago, people's eyes light up.
And hip-hop. Chicago and hip-hop.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, do you know how fucking racist you're being right now? And they didn't respond very well to that. I mean, I didn't say it like that.
Yeah.
I broke it down about how they're, like, repeating tropes. Because, it turns out, like, that's definitely a trope. Because if you look at, like, violence in live performances, it's way higher in white performances than it is in black performances. And, folks be like, just like folks be using their personal experience if they happen to have a bad experience at a hip-hop show. Like, like, this person had been to a show where, like, somebody had got shot. Mm-hmm. And so, like, therefore was convinced that, like, being scared of a hip-hop show in Chicago was just rational. And based on his experience, I guess, which is, like, super, like...
Yeah.
Close
I played a show in Chicago.
Yeah.
Get shot. Oh my God.
Was it gangster rap?
Yeah. No. I mean, well, it was in a church, but
it wasn't drill.
But like, yeah, no, it really sucks because I mean, Chicago's got so much great, like such a great music scene and art scene in general. Like there's like that's where any local stuff that I enjoy mostly comes from.
Yeah. That's bullshit.
But yeah, no, I mean, you start talking about Chicago this, Chicago that, and sometimes people are just like, oh man, you gotta watch out.
So yeah, I was gonna say, like, the fucking City of Madison's been, ever since I've been here since I was 5, 34 years. Fucking City of Madison is
a long time.
Always been anti-hip-hop. You know what I'm saying? Like, fucking cracking down on hip-hop. Like, it pops up somewhere. There's a hip-hop club that pops up for a little bit. They fucking crack it down if it doesn't stay low. You know what I'm saying? If, like, they don't get big shit. And then it's all, like, it's all just tropes about, they use these tropes about hip-hop is violent. It's not about, I'm not anti-black. What? And, like, so we got, like, the Brink Lounge in Madison who openly says... Like right now, this day, we don't allow hip hop.
Just
because
straight,
there was a fight there.
We don't allow hip hop
because there was a fight there once, and the Frequency Lounge did this. They are actually closed down, but they did this too, and they're kind of cool, and they responded when folks were like, "This is bullshit. You're banning hip hop because you had a fight there." And
I heard about that.
They're down on the frat boys, all the white frat boys down on State Street. We're in Madison, Wisconsin. The University of Wisconsin-Madison is a huge university, like 40,000 plus students, and there's all this fucking frat row on Langdon Street. That's the most violent place in the fucking Midwest, probably, right down there. Like, fuckers be brawling, these white folks be fucking getting in so many fights.
Yeah, I see them crack down at Freak Fest.
Oh my God, and they don't talk about that shit at all.
Nope.
So, so like, the Brink Lounge, the Frequency did it, but they were nice. I'm sorry to put y'all on blast, but the motherfucking cabaret on North Street told us, they were very nice about it, but we tried to do like a hip hop fundraiser show there. Excuse me. They told us that, they just don't do that genre and they're sticking to folk music and all this other shit. And I'm like, okay, that's fucking bullshit way of saying you're anti-hip hop, therefore anti-black. Not to put people on blast, but yep, I'm putting people on blast. And then
people need to be put on blast.
The Annex was the same way. I think it's called the Annex still. I haven't been down there in a while. It's on Regent Street. It's a big venue. I think it might be called something different now. So fuck that up.
Remember, we almost played the Annex one time.
Oh, that's dope. That's a nice venue.
We never got a chance to.
Saw a lot of good hip hop shows there before they became anti-hip hop, anti-black. Bullshit. That's another venue in town that doesn't allow hip hop. There's the Liquid. Well, I shouldn't put Liquid on blast. I don't know enough about them. But those are a few of them, and I know there's more once I do more research.
It's a common story in Madison, I think, is that there is like maybe like every now and again downtown they'll try to do a hip hop show, and then they'll just turn their back immediately after doing like one show, because they can't handle what they don't understand.
Yeah, or there's some city pressure like we're getting here in Art Inn, where the fucking system backlashes if the capitalists don't.
Well, and like downtown, like they want it to look so pristine and upper class and shit, Yeah. Like they're fucking...
Oh, it's called the Red Zone, the annex. It's called the Red Zone now.
The Red Zone?
Yep, it's called the Red Zone. It's still the same big venue, and it has like a bar on the side or some shit that's separate or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a different bar that used to be a separate venue is now encompassed in the Red Zone.
Yeah, that's why I was so glad that like there was those like hip hop shows in the summertime. Who was that did those?
I'm not sure. Was it us? Came Up Pros. Which one? Oh, you're talking about UCAN, the urban.
It was like right at the top of State Street by like Ian's and all that.
It's UCAN, yeah.
Okay.
UCAN.
Okay.
Shit, man, I might fuck this up, but I think it's Urban Community Artist Network.
Okay.
But it's UCAN, UCAN.
Yeah,
DJ Payne one's
in there. We can leave
a
link in the...
Shaw, who runs, I forget his company, Get Your Buzz Up, I believe.
Get Your Buzz Up, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, those were awesome. Like we a few times like they corresponded with the free meal for the GDC free meal.
Yeah, they're dope, and we work with them with like bail fund shit and stuff, and
yeah,
and also like in response, I forget the person. There's an advocate that works there, and I would have to look it up. I'm bad on these little deets, but they're helping us with the Art Inn shit. Advocating, with the city. We can
leave some stuff in the description too. We
can
some links in the description.
Let's do that. Yeah. And then the fucking Art Inn shit. We're planning on like doing community organizing to get their shit expanded. Like they need to. Yeah. That place should be 200 in my opinion.
Well, I was gonna say. So is it like just that there's some parts of it that are a little more run down?
So basically, I do the Facebook posts, and because of Facebook's algorithm.
Like what was there? Well, I mean, what was the city's reasoning for that number? Do you know?
Well, these folks on Facebook who kind of sound pretty experty about it, who are like my Facebook friends. I got thousands of Facebook friends around Madison. We're saying all type of technical jargon about it, like because it's this weird shit where there's two venues. So basically, like I believe I had like a Dane County executive and like an alder person that chimed in on the thread. You should check it out. Wait, Liam Margin. It's got a Lil Guillotine logo. If you look that up. But fucking yeah, that thread got pretty huge, and folks were discussing about it, and they agreed that it's bullshit. Like I think there might even been like a state rep. Because I'm friends with like Melissa Sargent, which is a progressive state rep, and Chris Taylor, another progressive state rep. And then like I think some older people, all kinds of folks politically in Madison. Now I'm just self-bragging. What the fuck were we talking about?
We were talking about the Art Inn and the number of people. Yeah.
Why they're doing this bullshit?
Yeah.
But they agreed, like it's like obviously some bullshit ass number for the size of that venue. And
yeah.
They have
it's a
bars.
Weird number.
There's two different businesses there because the Art Inn has a bar.
Well,
and also there's a brewery that has a tap room there. They don't do the brewing there, but they do the tap room.
What's their capacity?
Yeah, that's what they were talking about.
Their capacity is probably around the same, right?
And I shouldn't reduce them because these comrades on Facebook are really knowledgeable, and it's like so much so that I can't understand it. So I'd have to go back and refer to that. But I don't remember. Yeah. It's because they have two venues. They should be able to have more, and yada yada. It's like zoning city knowledge that I know nothing about. Right. But anyways, they agree it's bullshit.
Well, it's like one of those laws that are only enforced when they want to enforce it.
No, like it was a political move by the city attorney.
Well, that's what I mean.
The city attorney has this power all the time for all venues.
Yeah. I'm just saying like that they don't always use that power.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. So like we can call them out for what about all the fucking like these places that overpack and full of white folks and shit. They're packing their shit out way past their capacity. You know what I'm saying? And they had the cops. You had the cops, right? You all had the. Were you there when the cops came?
There was someone that walked through a couple times.
Yes, a couple times, huh? Yeah. So y'all are getting like policed like a motherfucker. Threats of violence, like motherfucker. When a cop show up, that's basically like
apparently
a threat of racist violence.
There's been a lot of plainclothes cop stuff going on.
Damn, for real? Plainclothes too, huh?
Yeah.
Because there was
someone on the street was saying
there was uniformed police that went into the Arden that night too, and they're going in there to, ostensibly to safety, blah blah. They're making sure there's less than 49 people there. They're trying to catch people and get them in trouble, basically.
And
scare people. Just their presence is a huge
fucking
threat.
No one feels
especially to black folks in Madison. Like they fucking cage them up. So fucking ruthlessly here.
Yeah, I mean, how are you gonna fucking enjoy your time out with the fucking cop breathing over your shoulder? Like, shit.
Yeah, that's some bullshit.
Yeah. But the one guy came through a couple times and was out, but
yeah, I saw the live video Willie Wright did with the clothes. A couple clothes officers came in there.
Yeah. Oh, did he actually get video of someone?
Yeah, so they're harassing the shit out of Blackness and Arden and Jack. So we need like a community. Now that we're breaking it down here, I'm like, wow, this is fucked up.
Well, yeah. Well, like
it's cool that you were there.
We're all like dealing with it or whatever, but like it's fucked up.
Yeah. Like we need to like have the cops. There should be a grassroots movement to have the cops back the fuck off, and the city attorney increase that shit to as high as he fucking can. If that's an elected position, then like he doesn't understand how connected I am in Madison.
Well, like is
that a threat? No.
I don't that's all up to you. Yeah. But I don't. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like we could probably do something.
Yeah, like we'll organize because if he's an elected official, we can definitely organize to get the vote out against him.
If anything, just like take pictures of a comparable venue, show its capacity,
put them on blast. We have media access. Like I have tons
49.
of contacts.
That's like the amount of people that are allowed in like the tiniest bar. Like I've seen like 70 people in the Caribou.
Have I?
You know what I mean? That's like the smallest, one of the smallest bars in town. That's fucking jam packed like sardines. Shit. Not to put them on blast.
Yeah, we.
I don't want the city to get on
that out. Let's just play that and then just bleep that out.
Yeah.
That would sound really nice.
We'll bleep out that bar.
Yeah, it'd be like yep.
But you know what I mean? Like there's like it's filled like all the way.
Yeah.
And the Arden's at least 5 times the size.
So huge.
You know?
We had like 40, 50 people in there and it's like empty and you're like, hello. Empty. Anybody here?
Yeah.
So
it's one of my favorite stages.
Official. Yeah, right? It's a dope spot. Lots of folks like it. Yeah. The east side there is kind of blowing up. There's lots of venues. So did you hear about there was this place that was called the Sons of Norway. There's a lot of Norwegian influence in Dane County area.
Yeah.
But it's just closed down and some folks bought it and they opened a venue there. It's on Winnebago Street. It's on Winnebago and South 5th. Is that South 5th? I think it's South 5th. So it's like by Winnebago and South 5th Street, right over there, close to like where the Arden is. But then Barrymore's not far from there. There's a new venue called The Communication that opened up on Milwaukee Street. That's 1 block from this new venue. The Alchemy is a venue that's like pretty small but dope, right by the Barrymore and everything. And then there, in addition to that, there's what used to be called Mr. Roberts, but it's now called the Atwood. That's another venue.
Oh, I didn't know that Mr. Roberts changed his name.
So yeah, you got the Atwood, you got the Annex, and there's actually, now that I think about it, there's one more at least, because on Winnebago there's this other community like art space. My comrade Liv did a show there once, and that's another venue. And then there's the fucking Barrymore. So we got, okay, let me go over this again if you don't mind. The Atwood, the fucking the Barrymore, the fucking art space. You got the Alchemy. There's the the new venue, and there's communication. So that's 6 venues, and they're within like 2 blocks or 3 blocks of each other.
Yeah.
So like me and my sister are gonna like do like a music festival and try to employ some of those venues. Maybe just not all 6 of them, but like 3 of them.
Yeah.
Just do like 2 days of shows, like bunch of shit. You buy a ticket, get to see tons of different artists. Try to get some big names.
Like a
there.
hip hop festival?
Yeah, hip hop festival for sure. Like pure hip hop. So like I know graffiti artists, and I know like dope break dancers, and I know fucking some good fucking hip hop artists.
Those break dancers at that first show I went to.
Yeah.
Do you remember any of them?
Oh yeah. Well, were you at my show at the Wisco too?
I wasn't at the Wisco.
You weren't at Wisco. One of them performed there too.
But I saw there was like a break. Oh, I think
Mekong's dope.
Yeah, dude.
Mekong injured themselves dancing recently, so hopefully they're able to get over that and recuperate. Woo, yeah,
dude.
Suck.
We need to get them involved in that festival too.
Yeah,
that breakdancing was crazy, man.
I'm planning on seeing. Yep, definitely that.
Well, I've never seen that shit live.
Yeah,
and that it blew me away.
Yeah, that shit is sick. So like, have a competition. I think.
Well, yeah, that's what I saw was a competition. Yeah,
and have that at one of the venues, you know, and then in another spot, try to do some graffiti. Oh, I want to have a producer. Whoa, excuse me. I want to have a producer battle, where you have producers who do their beats, just go up against each other, and then like one UCAN did it, or was involved in it anyways. I think it was UCAN. But they did one at the Frequency. It was the last hip hop show that they ever did at the Frequency before they closed down. But they did a fucking show, and like the crowd no, they had a panel of folks that were judging it, but the crowd would vote too with cheers or whatever. That was fun. Nice. And then also do like not just a producer battle, but some other kind of producer challenge shit. I can't remember. Yeah. And then some graffiti and some hip hop artists. So that's like the true forms of like hip hop that KRS-One laid out in the 80s and shit.
Well, yeah, and elements. what I've been learning is that it's a form of community activism in itself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
Because like if you involve like like street dancers and fucking the crowd and fucking you get everyone like. Or if you friends and family involved in like the process itself, like hopefully you're elevating everyone, and that's like I think like that's when I've been like actually like looking into like the history of hip hop and shit, like that's what it's always been about, is the great hip hop artists try to make the community that they're from better. And they never forget about the community they're from.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Like that's in my opinion, those are the best like hip hop artists.
Hell yeah.
So like that's like, and I'm glad to see that building in Madison.
Yeah, no doubt.
We need that desperately, I think, because we're so like opulent and here, and we like forget about all the like, economic like hardships that like people normally endure because there's so much money in this town, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah, and hip hop is a fucking, you know what I mean, like especially in Madison, the police here, they arrest black folks at a rate of 11-1 compared to white folks for like the same crimes, you know what I'm saying? So that's just like data that you can't argue with, and so there's no way there's no way to excuse that except for racist as fuck shit.
Well, yeah, we came out on that list a few years back as one of the most segregated cities in America, and there was like, we were just like kind of like, oh, that sucks, like it's what did we do about that? Nothing, like it's still the same as it was when that post was made,
These motherfucking hip hops.
But but like when I was down there doing the free meal while that hip hop show was going, that was helping out like the bail fund and shit. I was like, oh, dude, like this is it. Like this is what it's about. Yeah, everything coming together.
Yeah, UCAN's a shit. I gotta try to work with them folks.
Yeah.
So yeah, when we do this,
what I love is like everyone's doing something.
Oh right.
Everyone's doing their own little thing and like supporting each other.
Fuck yeah.
Oh,
y'all fed them too?
Huh? Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Everyone, everyone that was around just hanging out for the show or whatever.
What'd you guys have that day?
I forget. I think we probably had a bunch of chicken.
Because y'all be having like six. I mean, we be having like six shit sometime. I got to get back into serving and cooking at the free meal a little bit.
Yeah.
I did the fucking the hand warmers and the
fucking, we got rid of a lot of hand warmers today.
Yeah, I helped raise like $300 to buy blankets and fucking. So they like the hand warmers.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, were they all gone?
No, I think there was still some.
All right, I got more, so that's good to know.
Dude, one guy grabbed like half of a bag of the totes. You know, tote bags we had.
Oh, all right.
He grabbed like 30 of them motherfuckers.
Okay.
Well, at first he grabbed like 15.
Fuck it, if he can use it.
And I'm
right?
like, well, dude, if you want more, man, you can grab more.
Yeah,
feel free.
You can utilize them and pass them out.
He was
to people.
Fucking stoked.
Yeah. Fucking use them for whatever, making money, fucking whatever.
Yeah, I don't care, man. Yeah, and like, yes, he was pretty stoked about it.
Oh, those were your totes?
No, I still have some totes in the basement. So I
got shitloads of yours.
We got plenty more to give out.
Those cool ones with the kind of satanic looking symbols. I love that shit. Maybe they're full on satanic. I don't know. But yeah, I don't mind some Satanism personally.
They're from some random Japanese card game that bombed.
Yeah, I'm not religious, Satanist or Christian or none of that.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it had like I think it had like a star and a circle and a bunch of shapes and stuff.
That sounds right.
Yeah. You know, that stuff. Stuff generally is thought of as satanic symbols, whether or not they are.
Nah.
But yeah, so
that happened.
Mm-hmm. What else were you looking into this week for your raps?
Okay, so I got a raps I just had yesterday, and that one's called Democrats Are the Graveyard. It's called Graveyard. So the fucking Democrats nationally nationally just got into office. Folks in the House of Representatives and folks in the what's the fucking other one? Senate. Thank you.
Yeah. A lot more in the House.
Yeah, and like this is like historic amount of women in the Congress in general, and so like that's something that should be commended. So on, for instance, and that's why I wrote this about it. Let's see. Well done on the lack of men. A win you gotta commend. Kill them with your acumen. So that's what I wrote about that. But that was in between. Welcome back again, my friends, to the never stopping land. Cue the capitulation. Cue the capitulation is how I wrapped it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it talks about how thanks for the Democrats and welcome back and get ready to capitulate and be pragmatic, i.e., go back on all the promises you ran on because you're fucking capitalists and you vote for what capitalists want and lie to voters. So then it's like when you got to come in, kill them with your acumen. But what it's lacking is an astrally projected synapse path analysis. Democrats should be a practically rejected legit path for social bliss. So yeah, this is kind of airy. This is not very heavy, but what it's lacking is an astrally projected synapse path analysis. I guess that's like,
I like that one.
Yeah, it sounds good rap too. I like the song. This is one of the
that feels like it would roll off the tongue a little bit.
Yeah, this is one of the few songs that I like. I think the majority of the songs that I'm doing now with the news raps. But it's it's fun and it's a good way to stay informed. Yep, and there's some dope ass songs I'm written that I really like, and this is one of them.
But I like that astral projection thing because like it's that's something that's really kind of like lacking is kind of looking inward. Or kind of understanding yourself or whatever, because like people kind of like threw that all away with the hippies,
Okay.
Like they threw that all away when they locked up a lot of the prominent people in the hippie movements or whatever. Right. So like, I don't know, we've just made fun of just any sort of like non-ordinary way of finding peace or balance or what have you, because we've, every time anything like that comes up, we're like, oh, it's some hippie shit.
Right, right.
I'm not talking about like, like Stones or whatever, but I'm just there's definitely some like stuff we could do to help with our ego problem.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah. So these fuckers astrally projected synapse path analysis. Democrats should be a practically rejected legit path for social bliss. So, they don't lead to fucking social change. They actually lead to the shifting of the Overton window to the right. So basically what happens in a two-party capitalist duopolistic system is that motherfucking... Oh, there was something... I should have wrote that down. Anyways, the two-party duopolistic capitalist voting system is that basically the right wing of it, the Republicans, like, set the agenda and talk about right-wing shit like Trump does. And then the Democrats, what they do, all they have to do, because there's only two parties, is insert themselves just slightly to the left of where the Republicans are to be successful. And because of folks' attitude here, the culture in America around voting, folks who vote for Democrats are less woke than folks who don't vote at all, in my opinion. Because basically they talk about how you need to kick the bums out, you have to vote this time, because otherwise you're voting for like Trump, so you have to vote for a Democrat or you're like evil. And they also like raise up accusations of like you're being privileged because you're not a black person. I'm white personally, and so
I got called privileged
for saying that
when I didn't
vote for Democrat.
Vote Hillary.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that happens a lot. So it's like privilege politics bullshit, in my opinion. Because I've like learned about how the Democrats suck from like black communists personally. Not that that's like excuses any privilege or whatever, but I think it's bullshit when folks talk about it's privilege to vote for the Democrats, because voting for the Democrats actually is not they call it damage control. Too, like you have to vote for the Democrats. You have to get Walker out.
I've heard,
and you have to get Trump out. It doesn't matter what the Democrats say because they're to the left of them. So what happens over the time is if you accept that fact that you have to vote for the Democrats, first of all, you're saying that when you vote, you create social change, which is bullshit. Especially if you're a leftist, you should not be saying that, because voting does not create social change. Social movements do, and grassroots organizing does.
Yep.
And then also you end up shifting the conversation because they to the right constantly, and then that's why somebody like Trump is able to exist, because of folks constantly talking about kick the bum out. You have to vote Democrat this time, or you're privileged because you have to save the society, all the bullshit racism. But the Democrats do that shit too. They just do it slightly less enthusiastically. They're racist as fuck. They're capitalists. Capitalism is always racist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and like they've been moving towards the right for decades. You know what I mean? Because like what happens is I do think that some of them are well intentioned, but like they keep on losing ground. Because they're not willing to put up a fight.
Right.
Yeah. So
capitulate.
Capitulate. Like exactly like you were saying. Yeah, because especially like with the abortion debate, I think is one of the best examples, because like for the longest time the left and not the left, the Democratic Party has kind of chosen this kind of apologetic, like, oh well, I mean, you shouldn't have to get abortions, but should you, God forbid, should you have to, we need that right. Framing it in a way that it's like, it's a negative thing. It's innately negative.
Right.
You know what I mean? And we need, recently a lot, people have been kind of changing the debate a little bit and, saying like, no, like this is my right, I'm taking it and I'm not feeling bad about it. Hell
yeah.
That's something like that for a very long time the Democratic Party has just capitulated to there, because the pro-life movement is so blunt. I used to be a part of it, and like,
oh damn,
yeah, and they're just they're pretty hardcore about indoctrinating people to just care about this one thing and that's it.
Okay.
Create single issue voters or whatever.
Right. Yep.
But yeah, the way the Democratic Party's respond to that has been weak.
Yeah, so like when I hear Comrades talk about how they're gonna vote a Democrat for damage control, but it's okay because they do tons of organizing. It is dope that they do tons of organizing. Don't get me wrong, and they're Comrades. And fuck everybody else compared to Comrades, but I think it's a little bit of a contradiction to say that it's almost like they exist in this weird, contradictory, paradoxical space because you're saying that social change comes from grassroots organizing and from the ground up and not from voting, but social change does come from voting to protect black folks, and so therefore you have to vote. So you're like saying that the voting creates social change and it doesn't create social change at the same time. When you're like a leftist who like says that they're just gonna vote, hold their nose and vote for Democrats. So like I don't, it's different than if you're just like voting for Democrat because what a comrade does individually has very little effect. You know what I'm saying, on what we do collectively and shit like that.
Well, it's like don't let your vote define you.
Yeah,
at least.
But also,
if you vote Democrat, don't just don't let that be it for your involvement in your society. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah,
for sure.
For many people, that's like the end of the road. They're like, oh, well, you voted, so that's good enough for me. You're done. You've done your duty.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, that's the only the beginning of it.
Hell yeah. But I think we also have to be careful on the left of talking about...
Not that it's the end all be all. Yeah.
Like suggesting that voting is going to make a difference for folks who are more marginalized, because I think that falls into the trap because voting for a Democrat doesn't make it more safe for folks. It shifts the Overton window and allows folks like Trump to exist. That's not what makes it safer for folks who are marginalized, fucking doing the organizing and shit and putting pressure on these, Democrats and Republicans to make it safer for marginalized folks, and making it safer ourselves through autonomous organizing and shit, and community organizing is also not ourselves, but along with folks.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And then there's another way, but not fucking voting. So, or like voting not for the duopoly capitalist, like not a capitalist, right? I'm not against voting or suggesting voting if it's like not for a capitalist. Don't vote for a capitalist. Oh yeah, that's in the hook, right? What's it called? It says. Democrats won't. Where is scroll? Democrats are the graveyard. They won't save you now. Capitalists, not savior. Don't get it changed somehow. So they're the enemy.
Yeah.
You shouldn't vote for them. Oh, well, okay, you can vote for them. You can vote for them. Do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
But don't go around publicly talking about it. It makes social change to vote for them. I'm just gonna hold my nose and do it. Like, I don't think that's a good message to spread, because it tells people who are liberal and who are still new to like leftist politics, it gives them a very bad message that voting makes social change.
Yeah.
Voting for the Democrats, I mean.
Yeah. Oh, and I was going to say, just on the voting thing, I do try to mention to people, though, that like smaller, like more local, like voting is maybe a little more something to pay attention to.
Yeah, I agree.
Because especially since part of the way that the Republicans have been able to get such a chokehold as far as gerrymandering and stuff goes is that they've been putting their hardcore Republicans in positions of judicial stuff and state level things that have kind of given them this weird Hydra expanse throughout the country. You know what I mean? So I mean, so that on that level, pay attention to what's going on in your local politics. Make sure that there's no fucking Nazis in office. Do your part in that way. I think
more important
because there are literal Nazis that are running for office. But that is, like I said, though, that's like a small part of the picture. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that brings up the one thing I want to talk about, which was Madison mayoral candidates.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah, so we got I'm just gonna list them. Apparently, this is them. Satya Rhodes Conway. I'm Facebook friends, I believe, with Satya Rhodes Conway. I don't remember too much about them. Paul Soglin. I've learned about Paul Soglin since I was very young. Everybody here knows about Paul Soglin. Because Paul Soglin was in the film The War at Home and was a big part of the 1968-69 activism. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he got beat up by the cops down on like Bascom Hill. You should see The War at Home for sure. Everyone who, especially if you live in Madison, well, everybody should see The War at Home. They just re-released it
because it's important. At Home.
Yeah, The War at Home.
Okay.
It talked about the scuffles that the cops. I'm not sure if it's on Netflix, but it just got re-released, so it possibly could be somewhere out there if you look it up online. It's somewhere. It's like on services now, I think.
Okay.
That was just like a few days ago. They announced they re-released it because they think it's relevant and shit.
Okay.
Which is true. So The War at Home was about the Madison fucking scuffles that happened between the state and student protesters here.
Yeah. I always hear about that stuff.
Dow Chemical was here, and they were like developing like napalm and other deadly weapons to use over in Vietnam. And like the anti-war movement was huge and stuff at the point, and like it culminated here in Madison amongst other places. Kent State was another place where like the National Guard had killed 2 or 3 people. Was it 3? I think, maybe 2. But then
I don't remember.
And maybe just 1. But anyway, so Paul Soglin had got beaten up when students were like in a hall protesting because they wanted Dow Chemical to like stop and get the fuck off campus because they were like using scientists at the UW-Madison, the University of Wisconsin-Madison, to do research into their deadly chemicals and napalm and shit like that. I'm not saying the deets because I don't remember them. But Paul Soglin got beat up by the cops at this protest, and then so he was in the film, and he ended up getting famous and becoming the mayor shortly after that, and he was a mayor for a very long time. He was a mayor when I first moved here, and for many years, and he wasn't the mayor for a while, and now he's been the mayor again for since 2011, since 2012, I think.
Yeah,
fucking for long. So anyways, he's getting ran up. So people are getting sick of him. We're real sick of him. I'm sick of him. He does a lot of shitty bullshit. He's super anti-homeless. He went in over by where we do the free meal. Did you know about Philosopher's Grove? Were you here?
Well, I heard that the
do
rules were changing. And that they changed it from 5 to 5:30.
Oh, there's more repression?
Well, they have to get off of the square at they have to get off of the square at 4.
Okay.
And the shelter doesn't start accepting people till 5:30 now. Instead of 5.
So
So there's an hour and a half window that they're not allowed to be on
around.
They're
not allowed to exist, basically.
So we actually might start doing with free meal corresponding with that.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. We're gonna basically have a place to post up in the meantime.
Yeah, it's good that y'all are talking to folks, and then let's do some organizing around that shit too, and see.
Some guy came up and gave me a lot of information about it.
We should go ahead and bring that up at one of their things because they're doing questioning things where they take questions from the public. We should put them on blast about these mayoral candidates, and other shit too, like the jail that they're trying to build or they are building.
Yeah.
So Paul Soglin, also Philosopher's Grove was a nice area that had nice stone seats and tables on it. It was across the street from, it's called 30 something, the place where we do the free meal. 30 something. But anyways, I know that because at the organizing meeting against the 3 percenters that I was at today, somebody pulled a permit for it, so we're allowed to blast electronically amplified music towards plug it in there legally, and the cops won't fuck with us towards their 3 percenter rally, which is across the street of the Capitol. So across the street from that was Philosopher's Grove, and they took out, Soglin had them removed because folks who didn't have homes would hang out there a lot. And so
was that where all the stone seats were?
Yeah, stone seats, that's what I'm talking about. And then he had them removed because he's an asshole. He also fucking had the homeless folks kicked out of the city hall. They used to stay there. There's warm spots you can stay during the winter here in Madison are deadly, literally deadly as fuck. It's so cold here. And then he also apparently what he's doing here sounds like some terrorist calculated bullshit to fucking really gentrify and make them not exist.
Yeah.
Making it so they have to be transient with all their shit for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Like some of them folks might have tons of shit that they go around with, you know?
Well, yeah. Some of them have a couple backpacks.
That's hella fucked up.
Yeah.
That's really fucked up.
Yeah, and you can't like just set down your backpack and walk away or some shit.
So he's like a real asshole, and I fucking hate him. And he can just go to hell. And then so hopefully he does not win again. But also, like I said, fuck voting for a Democrat. So there's probably a bunch of non-Democrats. I hope Brenda Conkle is not running as a Democrat because I'm thrilled to vote for Brenda Conkle and Maurice Cheeks too. Maurice Cheeks I'd probably vote for because he's a black man. And done some activism and been Facebook friends with Maurice Cheeks. Shit, I might be Facebook friends with all these folks. Satya Rhodes Conway, Paul Soglin, and the next one is Toriana Petaway, which is a black woman. I'm not sure who that is. I guess I should look them up.
So is there a debate or something coming up?
I think there's going to be a series of them. I know there was recently, or there is soon. Raj Shukla. I'm not familiar with them. I called Toriana Petaway a black woman, but I'm not sure. I shouldn't assume their gender, but so I assume that. So apologies. Raj Shukla, Eric Koth. Yeah, Nick Hart. Brenda Conkle, Maurice Cheeks. So I don't know much about these folks. What do you know?
Well, those are the
Paul
candidates.
I said a lot about Paul Soglin.
And there's something you can go talk to them at now.
No. So I guess
when is that?
This just should have just been a put Soglin on blast segment, I guess.
This segment is called Putting Soglin on Blast.
Yeah, I don't want him to be there again for sure.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Yeah, I don't usually hear positive things when people talk about him.
Yeah,
usually it's like, yeah, he's been there for a while. That's pretty much what he's got going for him.
An alleged progressive. But
by the way,
definitely Maurice Cheeks or Brenda Conkle all day.
By the way, what is it? Oh, detail, correcting detail. Kent State, there was 4 students killed.
4? Oh, 4, shit.
Yeah.
Because you know why I thought 1? Just because that picture is so famous and there's only 1 body. So that's what...
Yeah, everyone knows the picture.
Yeah. Yeah, fucking assholes. So yeah, they did that. The National Guard came out here in Madison too, I believe. And so tons of cops and like the repressive police chief was beating students to bloody.
Yeah.
And it was like a big scene. And that movie does a really good job at documenting it, I think.
You'll have to check it out. What's it called again?
The War at Home.
The War at Home, yeah.
Yo.
I'll look it up. Well, what's the name of the track that you're going to be putting on at the end of this?
Oh, shit. The name of the track I should put out at the end of this?
Do you know which one you're going to put on the end of this yet?
Well, I mean, I don't have one made. I do news raps. Okay. So yeah, I should mention that though. I do a news rap every weekday.
Okay.
Where I fucking do I do like a rap, and I'm gonna go ahead and do research, writing, on the daily news shit. I'm gonna write a song, and then I'm gonna based on that research, and it's gonna be well sourced research, and then I'm going to record a song the same day, and then I'm going to mix the song, I'm going to master the song, I'm going to engineer the song, I'm going to publish the song, I'm going to promote the song every day. So I do that every day. And
so you do that whole process every day?
Yeah, and I call it the news rap. So and then I give it the date. Sometimes I'll have a name for it. Like the last one, this one about Democrats was called Graveyard. It's got that. You know that one meme where it's like a picture of, I guess I don't have to look it up because we're a podcast. I don't have to show it to you. I can describe it.
Yeah.
But it's like a picture. It's like a cartoonish drawing, and it's like a picture of graves, graveyard, and there's a bunch of tombstones, and on them they have like feminism and like black power, and it's like a graveyard of social movements.
Democrats are great, y'all. They will save you now. Capitalists not safe, y'all. Don't get a change somehow. Democrats are great, y'all. They will save you now. Capitalists not safe, y'all. y'all. Don't get a change somehow. Welcome back again, my friends, to the never-stopping lane. View the capitulation, well then on the lack of man. And when you gotta come in, kill them with your acumen. But what's lacking is an astrally projected sinners path analysis. Democrats should be a practically rejected legit path for social bliss. Bureaucrats are severely necropolized social moves and hold us back with so much myths. Share a draft that so clearly can verify is total proof that Democrats don't cause conflicts. Hearing that they'll suffer heat unbearably, don't make moves that make them as so capitalists. Here to chat on that with me, please share with me, cause we all lose. What did you miss? Your hypothesis legit or riff for rightward shit. Democrats are great, y'all, they won't save you now. Capitalists not safe, y'all, don't get a change somehow. Democrats are great, y'all, they won't save you now. Capitalists not safe, y'all, don't get a change somehow. Democrats are great, y'all, they won't save you now. Capitalists not safe, y'all, don't get a change somehow.
So what websites can people find you at?
Okay, it's lilguillotine.com. That's LILGUILLOTINE. And motherfucking at Lil Guillotine, that's at LITLGUILLOTINE. That's on Twitter and Instagram. Facebook is Lil Guillotine. Check me out on, like, I got some SEO. I fuck around with SEOs.
All right.
Just Google me, and then my Spotify link and Deezer link comes right up. All that shit.
Nice.
So then Facebook, etc. Let's get some TikTok. I'm going on TikTok. Fuck it. Gonna dance. You know what that is?
Oh wait, I've seen a bunch of.
All right.
I know
it goes on, like, it gets on other social media platforms and shit like that.
I'm
But
just
anyways,
way behind on.
Yeah, I'm
all
about to do
social
that.
media.
I do have a Snappy Chatty. I don't fuck with it. I don't think I'm gonna build my Snapchat audience ever.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm gonna do with these other fucking 18,000 I just listed.
Yeah, right. yeah. Just keep focused. Keep focused on a few.
That's right.
Until you get a chance to hire a secretary of some kind to sort these all out for you.
But for now, it's only Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. SoundCloud.
All right.
LITL Guillotine as well.
Yep. And I'm Revolover Audio. Find me. Oh, that, by the way, that's REVOLOVER Audio. There's an extra O in that.
The O's are hearts. Circle hearts. Sucker.
Yeah. So check me out on SoundCloud, Twitter, other things, and I'll have more stuff coming out soon.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, thanks for joining us. I'm Brad LeBaron.
I'm Lil Guillotine.
We'll see you next time.
Peace.
Peace.